Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bertemu saya lagi Yohan. Kali ini saya akan membuat tutorial untuk menggambar naga, teman-teman. Semoga video ini bermanfaat untuk teman-teman semua. Siapkan kertas, ayo kita mulai, teman-teman.
As far as we know, dragons only exist in fairy tale and they remain as legend. But dragon has become famous. Even it is known as the national symbol of the country Bhutan, Wales, and Malta. Today, we are resembling the image of the European dragon. Dragons. They exist in folklore and mythology among the overlapping cultures of Europe. The typical dragon in Christian culture protects a cavern or castle filled with gold and treasure. An evil dragon is often associated with a great hero who tries to slay it, while a good one is said to give support or wise advice. Though a winged creature, the dragon is generally to be found in its underground lair, a cave that identifies it as an ancient creature of the earth. In East Asia, dragons are seen as noble, wise, yet powerful guardians of water, weather, and nature. Chinese dragons, for example, are long and serpentine, often without wings, and are deeply tied to imperial power and cosmic balance. Japanese dragons share similar traits, sometimes depicted as deities of rivers or oceans, graceful and benevolent. Meanwhile, in South Asia, dragons are serpent-like beings called naga, guard treasures, sacred places, and are often connected to rain and fertility. In contrast, dragons in the Middle East and Africa tended to be associated with chaos and destruction. In Mesopotamian mythology, the goddess Tiamat, often portrayed as a dragon or sea serpent, represented the primordial forces of chaos. In ancient Egypt, the serpent-like ape was the embodiment of evil, constantly at war with the sun god Ra. Similarly, African folklore speaks of massive serpents of dragon-like creatures that dwell in rivers and forests, guarding secrets or exacting vengeance. Even the Americans have their share of dragon-like beings. In Aztec mythology, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god, symbolized wind, learning, and life itself. The North American indigenous tribes also tell stories of thunderbirds or horned serpents, powerful and often dangerous beings tied to storms and the spirit world. But in Europe, dragons took on a particularly fierce and fearsome role in folklore. European dragons are most commonly portrayed as menacing beasts, holders of gold, destroyers of towns, and symbols of greed or evil. They are often the ultimate test of a hero's courage and strength, featured in countless myths, epic poems, and later in medieval literature. Dragons in European tradition are not merely monsters, they are legendary adversaries, that heroes must face to prove their worth. From the dragon slain by Saint George to the fire-breathing foe in the Norse Volsunga saga and the cunning Smaug in Tolkien's The Hobbit, dragons have left a lasting imprint on Europe's storytelling tradition. They appear in Arthurian legends, Germanic epics like Beowulf, and in old Celtic and Slavic tales passed down through generations. Sometimes they guard treasures or ancient knowledge, other times they represent primal chaos that must be defeated. These dragons often dwell in caves, atop mountains, or in deep forests, far from civilization, yet always close enough to pose a threat. And while their appearances may vary slightly from story to story, one thing remains consistent. The dragon is never just a creature. It is a challenge, a symbol, a force to be reckoned with. And so, in the midst of Europe, dragons are not simply beasts, they are legends. Now, the European dragon's body is covered in tough protective scales, often adorned with extra features like crests, jagged spikes, or even a flowing mane that adds to its fearsome presence. The European dragon's head is far from plain, unlike the smooth, simple features of a common lizard. Instead, it is often adorned with a variety of striking and intimidating features that give it a regal yet fearsome appearance. Sharp spikes may line the top or sides of the head, while sturdy horns curl or jut out from different angles, hinting at the creature's age, strength, and rank among its kind. One of the most distinctive features is a large fin-like frill that rises from the crown of the head, almost like a natural crest or banner, used not only for display but also to help distinguish individual dragons from closely related species. The shape, color, and size of this frill can vary from dragon to dragon, often influenced by factors such as environment, lineage, or maturity. As these dragons grow older, their features become even more pronounced. Nose horns thicken and lengthen, giving them a sharper and more commanding profile. Some individuals develop horned frills along their cheeks, forming protective ridges or jagged edges that further emphasize their battle-hardened appearance. In rare cases, aged dragons even sprout fleshy folds or wattles beneath the jaw or along the neck, features that may serve purposes unknown to humans, possibly linked to display, temperature regulation, or communication within their species. The European dragon stands at an immersive length of 40 to 45 feet. Its immense body is supported by 4 powerful legs that resembles those of a crocodile, thick, muscular, and built for both strength and stability. These limbs are not only capable of holding up the dragon's massive frame, but also allow it to lunge, claw, and brace itself in battle, or while taking flight. Its body is cloaked in a dense layer of protective scales, each one like a piece of natural armor, glinting dully in the sunlight and resistant to both blade and flame. Along its spine and shoulders, the dragon may boast a variety of additional features: arched crests, jagged ridges, or clusters of hardened spikes that enhance its already intimidating appearance. In some older or more dominant individuals, a thick flowing mane of coarse, bristle-like hair may grow along the neck and back, giving the creature a wild, almost regal aura as it moves. Trailing behind is a long, muscular, and heavy tail acting like a living whip. It offers balance when walking or perching, counterweight during flight, and functioning as a formidable weapon. This dragon has all sorts of color varieties, changing with age and location. Green and reds are the common ones. However, orange, gold, black, brown, gray, and white have also been seen. But I guess we're doing proper. European dragons are often found resting in high secluded places, perched atop ancient trees, jagged cliffs, or rocky mountain ledges, where they can quietly observe the world below. From these lofty vantage points, they remain still for hours, their sharp eyes scanning the land of movement, always alert, always watching. Despite their massive size, they are graceful and commanding in flight, soaring across skies with broad, steady wings. Much of their time is spent gliding over forests, valleys, and rivers in search of prey. Yet despite their wide hunting range, they are highly territorial creatures, rarely traveling more than 25 miles from their lairs, hidden dens tucked deep within mountains, caves, or thick wilderness, filled with treasure, bones, or memories of battles past. When threatened or on the hunt, they unleash powerful bursts of fire, intense and searing. Their breath ignites in brilliant hues of orange and yellow, with streaks of red that glow like molten metal. This flame is more than just heat. It is destruction in its purest form, capable of reducing wood, flesh, and stone to ash within seconds. But fire is not their only weapon. European dragons are also equipped with a terrifying arsenal of natural defenses. Their claws are long and curved, sharper than a butcher's knife and strong enough to tear through armor or stone. Their tails, thick and muscular, act as massive whips in battle, each strike ending with a deadly arrow-shaped barb that can pierce and maim with a single blow. And from the back of their heads rise strong, bone-forged horns, curving like ancient blades, used for goring enemies or asserting dominance among their kind. Every part of their body is a threat, every moment calculated, and every breath a reminder of the raw, ancient power they hold. of the fearsome features of the European dragon, it is perhaps the wings that capture the most awe. These towering, powerful appendages are not only the source of the ability to fly, but are often seen as symbols of their dominance over the land, the sky, and even the myths that contain them. The wings of a dragon are more than just limbs. They are a statement, a declaration of ancient strength, evolutionary mystery, and magical prowess. In many stories and artistic depictions, the wings are portrayed as the primary force behind a dragon's ability to glide effortlessly through the heavens. They are typically massive in proportion to the creature's body, stretching wide enough to eclipse the sun when fully unfurled. When a dragon takes flight, the sudden gust of wind can shake trees, scatter flocks of birds, and stir dust from mountain tops. One beat of those mighty wings is enough to launch the beast skyward in seconds, turning a creature of earth and fire into a silhouette sailing above the clouds. In the end, the European dragon is more than myth. It's a symbol of power, mystery, and legend. Wherever its wings take it, stories are sure to follow.